We are very disappointed in the decision by the Big Ten Conference to postpone the fall football season as we have been and continue to be ready to play. Safety comes first. Based on the conversations with our medical experts, we continue to strongly believe the absolute safest place for our student athletes is within the rigorous safety protocols, testing procedures, and the structure and support provided by Husker Athletics. Well, we know how they feel about this. Let's bring in the guys again, and we've got an expanded crew that includes now Kirk Herbstreit, Greg McElroy, David Pollack, and Joey Galloway, some of our best and brightest college football minds. And Herbie, you've been with us for the long haul here. Again, what has your reaction been to the the decision made by the Big Ten to postpone the college football season for the fall?
Field, I'm just going to add to what Kevin Warren just said, and then you read the comments from Nebraska. I'll say I've been around a long time, followed this conference and the sport a long time. I don't think I can ever remember publicly coaches and athletic directors and presidents on any issue coming out and kind of going after a decision by the conference commissioner from the Big Ten. They might do it behind closed doors. You might find one upset coach or a president, but I've never seen this. I mean, and Kevin Warren's been handed a very, very difficult set of circumstances as a first-time commissioner walking in from the NFL where he was with the Vikings, and all of a sudden he gets this, a couple months in on the job. But it just, I think, shows you the volatility of this situation for all these conference commissioners, and whenever they step to that podium and answer these questions. But guys, I honestly can't remember a commissioner making a decision. Typically, you might say something behind closed doors, but publicly, you're like, we support our guy, he's our commissioner, and we're going to all buy in. This is the first time I can remember Ohio State. I'm talking the big dogs, Michigan, Penn State, Nebraska. Everybody is saying we don't agree with that, and it just makes you really kind of step back. These teams and these coaches and these ADs, they care about their players more than anybody, and yet they don't agree with the decision. I find that very interesting.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't feel like there's quite a unified front following this, again, major landscape-altering decision. I want to go to you, Joey Galloway, of course, a former Ohio State Buckeye and a great one at that. You played in this conference. You know what it's like to be a part of this major atmosphere on Saturdays. What's your reaction been to not just the decision, but to what Kirby is talking about right now, the reaction from those within the conference on the record?
It's extremely disappointing to see this. And throughout this whole thing, people have been wondering why we can't get uniformity across the entire landscape of college football. They can't get it in conference. And so it's very disappointing to see, a conference makes a decision in the best interest of the players. Now, believe me, everybody wants to play football. It's almost like people have created opposition to playing football. Everyone wants to play. No one wants to play more than these college presidents and these administrators. But it's not safe to play, so they have to make this tough decision. And it's extremely disappointing to see, not just can we not get it done across the country, we can't get it done in conference where the conferences agree and say, we're behind this decision because it's in the best interest of our football players. And it's almost like people are now saying, hey, it's us against the world. Like, it's not a conference, it is each individual school is now operating in its own best interest in their attitudes towards playing versus not playing. I agree with Kirk. This happens behind closed doors. It's extremely disappointing to now see it in a public eye, a public arena where schools and coaches and athletic directors are completely going rogue on their own, just caring about what is in their best interest. And what I would say to a school like Nebraska, if you would like to go play somewhere else, what happens next? If you go off and you say, we're going to find our own way to play some games, what happens next? Do you then try to come back to the Big Ten and see how that plays out? Because that would be a very interesting move for Nebraska to make, to go rogue, go play somewhere else, and roll the dice to see if they're welcome back in the Big Ten afterward.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.